What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR365. What is the latest, bro? Let's see here. Today is February 1st. It is Friday. It is about 11:39 a.m. And yeah, I'm a bit late today. I am a bit late on the draw today. And you know what? I mean, I could go into the excuses. I've got a lot of them. I mean, I could definitely get into some excuses. One of the excuses that I have is I went out and had breakfast with my oldest son this morning. Probably not the best idea when you're trying to get ready for a show, you know, to try to have breakfast. Driving all the way to some place to go have breakfast, having the breakfast, driving all the way back. I still had to take a shower. Jumped in the shower. My hair's a little bit wet right now. The good news, guys, is I did finish my Games of February montage. So I do have that. The bad news is I don't have nothing else. Like, I have not done anything else. Like, normally what I do is I have my show topics. And, you know, I'll change all my stuff on my show topics. This is episode 85, you know, I'll put in Friday, and I'll put in February, and I'll put in the 1st. And then usually what I do is I spend about a good half an hour trying to get all the news stories, you know, any news stories of any real significance, and then I put them into this little thing. And then that's kind of like my show topics. And I go with this. And guess what? Nada. Absolutely nothing today, because I waited until this morning to work on the Games of February. And I was able to finish that, but that is it. That is all I was able to do. So nothing else is ready. So it is going to be a mad scramble like a mofo, coming up with news and stuff. But anyway, I had to get the party started sooner or later, right? I made the time for 11:30 and thought that would give me enough time. It is not enough time. But you know what? We're going to go and push forward anyways. Okay, so basically, why don't we go ahead and start things off? So this is the first of the month. It is February 1st. And one of the things I like to do always on the first of the month, I've been doing this for a long time now, is the games of whatever month it is. And so this will be the games of February 2019. And what I do is I make a montage that basically has a breakdown of all of the bomb games of February, everything that is scheduled for February. Now I'm going to go ahead and start this breakdown in just a minute here. But before I get into the breakdown, I want to mention that as far as I can tell, let me double check here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, would you guys believe that I only have five games that are locked in with very specific February release dates? Then we have another group of games that are expected sometime in February, but we don't have a release date. And then I have another group of games that are basically ports over to PlayStation VR that are probably coming in February, but again, no actual release dates. So February is going to be kind of interesting, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at this montage, have the entire thing break down, and then after it's over, we're going to talk about these games of February. What are we hyped for? Like, what is the single biggest game of February? What are we really into? And so we'll go ahead and get into that. So let me go ahead and get this trailer ready to roll here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pump up the volume on the trailer that I got going on right now. Lost Cave, I believe this is. And let me go ahead and grab the montage. The games of February 2019. So let's go ahead and get this baby ready. Here we go.
local news, police have canceled the search for Edward Wolpaw, who disappeared 2 months ago on his way home from a family reunion. This case joins the series of unsolved mysterious disappearances that have swept the region for 2 years. Police neither confirm nor deny the possibility that these disappearances are related to each other, nor that they are the work of an organized group.
This has been the summary of the day. From Radio Longwoods, we recommend that you stay home and lock your doors and windows. It seems that the rain is not the worst thing that could sneak into your houses.
It's about to get gnarly in here. What do you buy? It's time to load those guns and stick it to the beat. Butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
You go to the ruin to dig around, and you let us worry about Rodel. We ain't here to thank whatever it is the boss is looking for in there. Find it. Then you take one step, 2 steps. You're dead.
I gathered the people I could trust and started the disclosure campaign. We had to work secretly to protect ourselves and our families. We were so close to revealing the conspiracy. It was a war. A war between a few men and the Soviet system. We called ourselves Proze.
We know they built him to oversee millions of Humec robots and to manage our scraper megacities. Icarus assured us the only path forward was to put the fate of humanity in his hands. But when Cypher says he'll take care of us, do we really know what he means?
None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Alrighty, well, there it is, man. That is the games of February 2019. And you know what? Honestly, it's a little bit light because we don't really have a lot of stuff guaranteed. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do, Scraper. Yeah, Paradise Decay or Lethal Weasel. Lethal Weasel knows how I like to say Scraper. Yeah, Scraper for PlayStation VR. It might make an appearance this February. Okay, so anyways, these are the games of February 2019. And so we've only got 5 games, as far as I know, that have locked in stone release dates, okay? And I'm not saying 5 games, period. I'm saying 5 games that we give a damn about. There's probably a lot of other games, really tiny little miscellaneous games that might have specific release dates. But as far as I'm aware, these are the only 5 that are locked in. And if anybody knows anything else, go ahead, post it in chat. I would love to hear it because I was looking at this a little bit last night. I was looking at this morning, trying to figure out what are the games of February. This is what I've been able to gather. Okay, so first of all, on February 1st, we have something called Hollow Point Chronicle. This is by Alzan Studios. This is coming to PC VR platforms. I believe it will be available for Oculus Rift, Windows Mixed Reality, HTC Vive. It is available on Steam. Now, this is available today. Now, I'm not sure if you already have Hollow Point. Are you really going to want Hollow Point Chronicle? I don't know. And if you don't have any Hollow Point at all, is Hollow Point Chronicle going to be a great game to get into? We'll go ahead and take a look at that Steam page in just a minute here. Okay, on February 5th, we have The Mage's Tale, which is coming to PlayStation VR from inXile Entertainment. I'm a big fan of The Mage's Tale on the Oculus Rift. I know when it came over to the HTC Vive, some people had some problems with The Mage's Tale, like they didn't feel like the translation was very good over to the HTC Vive. I'm not sure if that got patched at a certain point in time. The one thing that I will say in regards to The Mage's Tale on PlayStation VR is the number one word that pops into my mind when I think about The Mage's Tale: downgrade. Downgrade. That is the number one word that pops into my mind. See, sometimes with these PlayStation VR games, well, with these ports that come over from PC to PlayStation VR, now normally you would expect every single one of them has a major downgrade, but every once in a while we get some PlayStation VR ports that are absolutely incredible. For example, Red Matter. Red Matter is absolutely spectacular, an incredible port to the PlayStation VR. Has it been watered down a little bit? Sure, but not that much. But when I'm watching the Mage's Tale trailer, man, it looks pretty low resolution. It looks pretty chunk-tacular. So that appears to be a bit of a downgrade, but it is coming over to PlayStation VR on February 5th. Now, on February 12th, we've got a couple of bangers that are hitting on the same day. We've got Eden Tomorrow by Soulpix, which really does look quite proper. It looks very much like Robinson the Journey. Not exactly AAA, maybe AA, maybe single A. Certainly does look better than an indie game, in my opinion. There is a demo that's out there. If you have a PlayStation VR, you probably should have tried the demo by now. I feel like this looks pretty good. I'm curious about the price. If the price comes in like $19.99 or $24.99, I think Eden Tomorrow is one of these games you probably want to grab it immediately. Now, if it's $29.99, if it's $34.99, that might change my opinion a little bit. So pricing is a bit touchy on Eden Tomorrow. Final Assault, of course, this is Phaser Lock Interactive. Now, Phaser Lock Interactive, what have they delivered us so far? They delivered Final Approach way back on the launch day of the HTC Vive. They had that game, Final Approach. Then, of course, they delivered, what was it? Twisted Arrow? Was it Twisted Arrow? It was kind of a zombie game where you're like a bow shooting zombie game called Twisted Arrow. And this is their third VR game. It is called Final Assault. It is a real-time strategy game. That is coming on February 12th. That looks pretty good. On February 13th, we've got another PlayStation game that looks like a horror thriller kind of a game. It is called Intruders Hide and Seek. That is by Tessera Studios. And that's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. When we're talking about games that have been locked in, where we have release dates that are locked down and they are confirmed. Now, here's the good news. The good news is we've got some other big games that are coming in the month of February. Well, we believe that they're coming in February. For example, we have Dick Wild 2, which we don't have a date, but supposedly February. We have Area of Darkness Sentinel by Rematch Studios. You might remember this was kind of the Tomb Raider looking game. It's currently penciled in for February, but I think that's kind of nebulous. We have Proze Episode 1, which is a game that's also penciled in for February. We've got Shadow Legend. Shadow Legend might be the game of the month. In fact, why don't we go ahead and let's go ahead and bounce over to our webby browser. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and bounce over to our webby browser here, and what we'll do is we'll take a look at some of these upcoming games. Let me go ahead and type in Shadow Legend first. Let's get that up on the screen, and we can kind of talk about this month of February. Is it kind of lame, or are we going to deal with it? And I mean, is it going to be halfway decent by the time we're done with it, and by the time different games leak out here, different games leak out there? Okay, so this is Shadow Legend. You can see it on the screen right here. Vitruvius VR is the developer. The release date is February 2019. And this game, right now, I think I would have to say that this is probably the biggest game that is scheduled for February right now at this current point in time. Do you disagree? Do you disagree? Because that's my question here. Does anybody think there's a bigger game in the month of February than Shadow Legend VR? I think this is the big one. Now, here's the thing. We don't have an exact date in February. Could this game miss February? Easily. It can easily miss February. The other thing we need to remember is let's go ahead and click on this developer, Vitruvius VR. And what is their other game? Their other game is Merville's A VR Adventure. And, you know, Merville's is a fun little game. It's a cute little game. It's very colorful. But at the same time, you don't really look at this developer and think that they can go head-to-head with Skyrim, okay? But when you look at the trailer for Shadow Legend, it almost looks like they're trying to be like another Skyrim here. Look at, they got deer running around. They've got horses. You know, some of these deer are walking very strangely across. You've got little snowflakes are blowing everywhere. All kinds of little things are flying in the air pretty much everywhere. This is Particle City, man. You could feed a carrot to a horse. So that looks pretty cool. Hopefully this actually comes out. Okay, now Paradise Decay is saying Necro Mutex. I've never heard of that. I don't know if that's like a joke. I can look it up, but I've never heard of it. Okay, let me go ahead and look it up. Necro Mutex. Okay, Necro Mutex. So this is an actual game. Never heard of this. Okay, so this is February 8th. This is locked in for February. This does appear to be a VR game. It does require 360 tracking. It says 10,000 levels of chaotic sci-fi horror. Really? Really? Are you really vouching for this one, Paradise? Because I don't know. It looks kind of indie-styly to me. Looks very, very indie to me. But I don't know. That could be cool. So this could be cool. This is February 8th. So Paradise chipping in with another possible February game to think about. So let's see. Is Dick Wild... I don't even know if Dick Wild 2... Yeah, Dick Wild 2 is not even on Steam yet. Here's the original Dick Wild. And if we go to Bulwark Games, they don't have it. There's nothing else in here. If we go to PlayStack, the publisher, nothing else in there as well. So Dick Wild is expected to be a February release. We don't have an actual date for that. Okay, now, Area of Darkness. Let's go ahead and look up this one. Area of Darkness Sentinel. Of course, this was one of our featured games I don't know if this was like earlier this week that we found out about this, but this was one that we found out. Rematch Studios. It says February 2019. I got to take these guys for their word. But, you know, we do not have any kind of a date at all. So it is a bit nebulous on that. That's Area of Darkness. Now, Proze, did anybody try the Proze demo? Because there is this thing, it's called Proze Prologue. It is free. I've tried this, wasn't that impressed. I honestly wasn't that impressed. This is like a free demo where you can just kind of get into this world and check it out. When I had seen the trailer for this, I was like, oh, this might be kind of cool. This looks kind of interesting. Got in the demo, and I got to admit, not even close to being hyped for this at all. I will be shocked if this turns out to be a good game, but who knows, it could be. Now, Sign is the developer. Let's click on this. And so this is the full version. Well, it's kind of like the beginning. It is episode 1 of this whole Proze thing. So this is the first part of it. And it is scheduled for February 2019. Proze is a VR survival adventure set in both past and present. It is a story of friendship and duty, fear and dignity of the people facing the Soviet government and its echoes. Explore a Cold War era military research facility, deal with the anomalies, solve the puzzles, and find out the answers. So that is Proze, but I don't know. After playing the demo, I can't say that I'm excited for that at all, but it is possibly a February release. Now, there is a game that kind of came out of the blue that I haven't really highlighted this game, and we saw a snippet of the trailer there. It is called Beat Blaster. Beat Blaster. Okay, so now normally I would hear a name, Beat Blaster, and I would see a logo like this, and I'd be like, oh my God, this is another one of a million games trying to jump on the Beat Saber bandwagon. And that's something we can do, guys, is we could take a look at the upcoming games that are coming to Steam, and there literally is an avalanche of these kinds of games that are coming to Steam. They are basically trying to be Beat Saber in some kind of way, shape, or form. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is the developer is Ivanovich Games is a developer, and look at this. These guys have been busy beavers. Holy smokes. These guys have been banging stuff out left and right. You know, Sea of Memories, Operation Warcade, Final Soccer, and Beat Blaster is another one that they got. So, you know, Operation Warcade has been met with pretty positive reception for the most part. And one of the things that I like potentially about this Beat Blaster game is, do you remember, it was just yesterday, I was talking about Dimension Hunter. You know, we now know that Dimension Hunter 2 is out there. It's going to be coming at some point in time. And one of the things I was talking about is when I was first playing Dimension Hunter and I'm going through these levels and I'm shooting these guys and the beat is thumping, I was like, this is almost like a rhythm game. You know, they could actually, like, you could have to shoot the bad guys to the rhythm, and you could get extra points shooting them to the rhythm. Now, I don't know that this game's actually doing exactly that, but it is called Beat Blaster. It is Ivanovich Games. That could be slightly interesting. This does say February 2019. And that is basically it, guys. And then, of course, I do have all the different ports that are coming to PlayStation VR. The Wizards, of course, is coming over to PlayStation VR. Scraper First Strike is coming to PlayStation VR. Sariento and Box VR. They are all coming to PlayStation VR. Now, none of these are absolutely confirmed for February, but they are probable for February. They are probable. So that's what we're looking at. And my question is for everybody out there in chat. The number one question is, what is the game of February? Like, what is your game of February based on everything that we have seen so far? What is your game of February? Like Paradise Decay, is Necro Mutex, is that your game? Is that your game of February? Is Shadow Legend VR your game of February? Is Eden Tomorrow your game of February? Or is VR dead? Is VR dead and it's time to just go home? It's time to just go home because we don't have anything to look forward to really in any major way in the month of February. So what say you? That is my question out there. And so I'm looking at folks in chat, and basically it's kind of all over the map in terms of what people are talking about in chat. But I don't have anybody that is specifically saying that. Well, Great Tantrum says Mage's Tale for PS4 Pro may pick up the pace for Mage's Tale. So he's basically saying if you're playing Mage's Tale on the PS4 Pro, it might look a little bit better. You know, from what I've seen so far, I'd have to say that, I don't know. The PlayStation 4 Pro does not change the PSVR game in a major way. It's basically the equivalent of super sampling. So I don't know that that's a big thing here. So anyway, so Paradise is saying Necro so far. Really? You really believe that this Necro thing is really like, because honestly, I got to tell you, see, I don't know anything about this Necro Mutex, and I'm guessing, like I would have to guess, just going off the top of my head here, I'm guessing that Paradise Decay got some type of preview code for this, and he tried it out, and he thought it was really fun. And that's what I have to guess here. But like, see, if I saw this like logo and if I looked at this, I'd be like, this is just some crappy indie game. Like I wouldn't have any excitement about this being good at all. But I could be completely and utterly off the mark. So the developer here is Denormalizer. Let me go ahead and click on this. And yeah, I'm not seeing another game from them. Denormalizer. Now what I could do is, give me a second here. Let me look up Denormalizer on YouTube, and let's see if we can grab an official trailer. Denormalizer, and I'll put VR. Let's see if we can, yeah, I'm not finding, okay, Necro Mutex. I'm seeing if I can find the official trailer for that. I'll go ahead and grab that, and we can look at the trailer and see if we can check out the official. Oh, yeah, Paradise Decay, G Willikers. Okay, G Willikers, guys. Guess what? Paradise Decay popped a video for Necro Mutex just an hour ago. Just an hour ago. So we're talking, that's what we call, what do we call that? We call that, it's recency bias is what we call that. Recency bias. But you know what? I'm trying to find... See, Paradise's video is like 45 minutes long. I'm trying to find a little trailer for this. Necro Mutex Steam trailer. Okay, this is on somebody's random little... it's on somebody's random YouTube channel. But I'll go ahead and try to grab this just because I don't got nothing else. We'll go ahead and grab this. This was only about a minute long. So let me go ahead. Looks, man, just looking at the trailer, I think this guy just grabbed the trailer straight. Yeah, this guy just grabbed the trailer right off of Steam. It's very low resolution, but you know what? I'll go ahead and grab this guy's trailer for the hell of it. We can take a quick look at it. Looks very chaotic and incredibly low res, but that's the trailer. Like if you're actually in the game legitimately, it's probably not that terrible. So that is Necro Mutex. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and check that trailer out right now? So let's go ahead and bounce over Let's go back over here to our standard scene. And so, yeah, February 8th, guys, February 8th, Necro Mutex. This is a Paradise Decay special. Paradise has vouched for this. This is game of the year, like straight up. This is straight up game of February. This game is going to kill Eden tomorrow. It's going to kill Shadow Legend. It's going to eat him for lunch. Okay, so let's go to a full screen. Okay, well, that is Necro Mutex, and you know what? I don't know. Looking at this, like, honestly, looking at this video here, it doesn't do a lot for me. But I will say it does have a little bit of a retro vibe to it, and the one thing I do like about it is there's a lot of different backdrops, and you know, and the different backdrops kind of have a different vibe to it. It definitely kind of does have this like retro feel and kind of blast everything in sight kind of a feel. So yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Doom. Like some of these levels almost look like old school Doom in a way. And then you got like this weird little neon level. The reflective floors like on that level look kind of cool. But I don't know, one thing I'm not into, and I can get into this discussion as well, is Singularity 5. I played Singularity 5 yesterday, not a fan at all. Not a fan at all. To me, it was just Chaos City. And this kind of makes me think of Chaos City. Like, I don't want a game where I'm just blast everything. Blast everything. Oh my god, blast. They're seeing something, blast. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. Like, a minute later, I'm done with this. I'm not interested in this. That was me with Singularity 5. I did not like Singularity 5 at all. So hopefully this is better than that, because I was not a fan. Let me actually go ahead and get into the Singularity 5 discussion since we're already on it. Let's go ahead and grab a Singularity 5 trailer real quick, and I'll just talk about it a little bit, real briefly here. I did play that yesterday. Man, they've got one of the most beautiful trailers in history, too. The Singularity 5 trailer, like the most recent trailer they came out with, drop dead gorgeous. The final trailer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on. So yeah, this is the final trailer for Singularity 5, and it's got a real nice beat on the background and everything as well. Like, you just watch this sheer futuristic elegance. Like, this beat kicks in, and you're like looking at the visuals, you're like, wow, this game looks freaking awesome, bro. Like, this looks so dope. I mean, look at that. Look at the clarity, man. It looks so beautiful. Like, this is incredible. And so I was really super hyped for this game. I mean, after seeing this final trailer, I was like, I really want to see Singularity 5. And I went ahead and I actually got a hold of the developers and kind of got a hold of the publisher, and they sent me a key for the game. And so I obviously downloaded Singularity 5 and I jumped right in it. And oh my God, was I disappointed. I was so tremendously disappointed because basically, first of all the guns that I had, like, I have a problem with games where when I'm shooting the guns, like, if I'm shooting the guns, I need to feel something, man. I need to feel like there needs to be some kind of slight rumble. Even if there's only a tiny bit of rumble, there's got to be a little bit of rumble. I don't want a pea shooter where it's like, and it's like not even doing anything. I hate that. And so Singularity 5, it has this same problem. You're shooting a gun, but it feels like you're not shooting anything, and it doesn't feel like you're connecting with anything. In fact, Gunheart, which is a high production value game from Drifter Entertainment, they've got the same problem as well. Maybe it's just something about me. Maybe it's my own little like pet peeve about games. But like if I'm shooting a gun, I want to feel like I'm shooting an actual gun. Not like I'm shooting a freaking water blaster or something. I want to feel like I'm shooting a legitimate gun. And when I'm playing Singularity 5, I did not feel like I was shooting a gun. The other thing is, it was just chaos, chaos.com. That's what I said in my Let's Play. Nothing but chaos. Like all these things coming at you, getting super close to you, and you're just shooting. It's like, am I having fun? No, I'm not. I'm just shooting. And then they're throwing these little grenade balls at me. And so there's these grenade balls coming at me, and I take my guns and I'm smacking the grenade balls away. But a million things are coming at me, and it's chaos. It's chaos. Like, is chaos supposed to be good? I thought it was freaking god-awful. And then the other thing about Singularity 5 that I thought was just, and I know the developer and publisher are like, damn, we should not have given a key to this guy. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I got to call it like I see it. You guys gave me a key. I'm just going to be honest with you. So now maybe something's wrong with me, because Paradise likes Singularity 5, and Fluke Rogi wasn't in love with Singularity 5, but I don't think he hated it like I hate it. But the thing that I felt like, I don't understand these games where it's chaos. It's just like, do people enjoy chaos where it's just unlimited chaos? See, the closest thing I can ever go to chaos is Blasters of the Universe. Okay, so when you're playing Blasters of the Universe, it can get chaotic. At certain points, it can get chaotic. There's a lot going on, but it's chaos with logic. It has logical sense behind the chaos. Where Singularity 5 to me is like a developer said, okay, we're going to make beautiful, drop-dead gorgeous graphics that really look good in a trailer. When you actually get into the game, they look kind of good, but not quite as good, but still they look pretty good. And we're going to make it look drop-dead gorgeous, and we're going to work on that for a year. And then, oh my God, the game has to come out, so we're going to spend a month working on the gameplay. That's kind of what it feels like to me. I didn't see this level here with like the watery background going back there. I didn't see that level yet, but damn, I don't know of a single game that has a more beautiful trailer that sucks more in real life, in my personal opinion, than Singularity 5. And God, I hated that game. I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry. I can't believe Paradise. I want to talk to Paradise. You want to call in on Skype? Explain yourself, brah. Explain yourself. You can Skype in. But Blasters of the Universe, no, Blasters of the Universe is awesome. I love Blasters of the Universe. What I'm saying is, because Shirzad Khan City is saying Blasters of the Universe is official legit, brah. And I'm not disagreeing with that. Mysterious Mr. X says Blasters is amazing. True 80s retro vibe. Yeah, Blasters is awesome. Blasters is absolutely awesome, but Blasters does get chaotic, but it's not chaos for the sake of chaos. It's chaos because it just starts getting harder and harder, where I feel like Singularity 5 is chaos for the sake of chaos. And it's like, what? Ah, man, I hated it. I'm sorry I hated it. Let's see. Fluke Rogi says, I disagree with Anthony on some things, but when it comes to wavy-ass wave shooters, he knows if it's just wavy enough and if it's free of ass. Yeah, like I enjoy certain wavy ass wave shooters. Like I'm a fan of Time Carnage, and almost not too many people are. Not too many people really love Time Carnage. Sounds like Anthony is not big on arcade shooters. That's great, Tantrum. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me tell you guys something. People are comparing Singularity 5 to Robo Recall. People are comparing Singularity 5 to Robo Recall. Those two words should not be in the same sentence ever, ever, ever. You should never, ever compare Robo Recall, a quality freaking game, to Singularity 5. They should never be compared. That is absolute blasphemy, all right? No, I like arcade shooters. I played plenty of arcade shooters. I like Serious Sam. That's an arcade thing. I liked Robo Recall. That's an arcade thing. I like Brookhaven Experiment. I like Time Carnage. I like plenty. I like Dick Wild. The first Dick Wild was good. I've played plenty of shooters. I don't got a problem with shooters. But Singularity 5, if you guys like Singularity 5, then I just simply disagree. Yeah, Polybius, well, Polybius, I don't know. Polybius is chaos, but it's like trance chaos. So it's trance-based chaos. So like you get into a trance when you're playing Polybius. That's like that game like creates a trance. Yeah, Time Carnage is awesome. Time Carnage, I like Time Carnage. What is it about Time Carnage you like? Well, Time Carnage isn't just chaos. It isn't just a million freaking things, all little balls all around your head everywhere. Oh yeah, let's shoot all these balls. And then also the other thing with Time Carnage is when I'm shooting the guns, I actually feel like I'm shooting guns. I don't feel like I'm shooting like little bursts of air. Oh, I'm really shooting these bad guys. I'm sorry, bro. Not a fan. Not a fan. And so here's the thing. Paradise says, I should have played Singularity 5 on the easiest level. I put it on easy, and it didn't seem like anything changed. The other problem I have with Singularity 5 is it has this super annoying screen shake thing that is going on, all right? It has a super annoying screen shake, and you can go into the options, and it has a little checkbox, and you can click the checkbox to turn off screen shake. Okay, you guys can go ahead and watch my Let's Play because I turned off the screen shake like 5 different times and I got back into the game and it started shaking again. Yes, I love Brookhaven Experiment. It's awesome. I love Brookhaven Experiment. But yeah, Singularity 5, I feel bad. You know, they gave me a key for this and goddamn I am dropping number 2 all over it, but that's my take. I just got to be real. So that is Singularity 5. I'm sorry we kind of went way too far into that topic. Okay, so, you know, one of the things that we like to do every day, is we like to take a look at what we call the Daily Deal. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's go over to our Daily Deal. And you know what? This is one of my favorite games of all time, but I don't know that this is the greatest Daily Deal. But let's go ahead and go over to our webby browser. And yes, this is the deal of the day. It is called To the Top. The developer is Electric Hat Games, right? Yeah, Electric Hat Games. And this is 10% off. You can go ahead and grab this for 18 bucks. The normal price is 20 bucks. So you can save yourself a whopping 2 bones. A whopping 2 bones. You cannot buy yourself a vanilla latte with 2 bones. A small vanilla latte. Go to Starbucks. Unless your Starbucks is in like Mississippi or something, maybe you can buy it for 2 bucks there. But here in California, you ain't buying no small vanilla latte for 2 bucks. And that is what you save if you buy To the Top as a daily deal. Now, I really do like To the Top, but I will say, like straight up, it doesn't play very well on the Oculus Rift for some reason. But maybe that's just me. But I feel like, oh, I like the game so much better on the HTC Vive. And I even like it better on PlayStation VR. Even with the lack of 360-degree tracking and the fact that I'm playing it on PlayStation VR, and if I move my body too much in a certain way, I get out of the cone of vision. But I like it better on PlayStation VR. I don't know what it is about the Oculus Rift. Hold on a sec. Let me grab one of my Rift controllers. Okay, so here is an Oculus Touch controller right here. And really what I want to focus on is this trigger. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. This trigger right here. There's something about the trigger on an Oculus Touch controller that does not work well for To the Top. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. And you know, I've actually talked to the developers. Like, I talked to Electric Hat Games. I was in a multiplayer game of To the Top when they first started doing it. Hussein X is still buying Singularity 5. Dude, you are throwing your $10 in the trash, but go ahead and do it. So anyway, I was in a multiplayer game of To the Top, and Electric Hat Games, they were in the multiplayer session, and I was talking to them because they saw VR Game Rankings. They could see my name, and they were like, oh, VR Game Rankings, we like your website, blah, 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 blah. And I was talking to them for a little bit, and I was telling them, I was like, yeah, man, I love To the Top, but there's something about the Oculus Touch trigger that does not work. It doesn't work for To the Top. And they were like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And they were like, the guy with the high score of all time on To the Top plays it on the Oculus Rift. And so I don't know, something is wrong. I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. But yeah, no, there's something about it. Something about it is just weird. But yeah, that is the daily deal of the day for 18 bucks. That is To the Top. So, you know, that is that. Okay, so let's go to another news story today. I'm going to go ahead and bounce over here to Road to VR. And Road to VR does have this story. Onward goes Arctic with a new level, and a trailer is out. So Onward's 1.5 update is just a little late for Christmas, but it still offers some snowy slaughter. So here's the deal. You know, Onward has never had a good trailer. Like, I have never found a good trailer for Onward. Downpour. This is all negativity. Have you guys noticed that? Today is negativity on a stick. I don't know why I'm so goddamn negative today, but today is seriously negative. It's Negative Anthony Day. I woke up on the wrong side of my bed. Things are not going well, guys, so I'm just going to continue to be negative. But as I continue to be negative, one of the negative things I will say, I've never found a good trailer for Onward. I really haven't. Somebody show me a good trailer, but now they've got a brand new trailer. I did download it. Let's see, guys. Let's see, live and in person, do we finally have a good trailer for Onward? Maybe we do. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce over here to our standard scene. I'm going to pump the volume on Singularity 5, which looks drop dead gorgeous, but please stay very far away from it. If you know what's good for yourself, stay far away. Unless you want just unorganized chaos and an awesome ass Batmobile that is pimped out like no other. Stay away from Singularity 5. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this brand new Mysterious Mr. X says Anthony has a banana deficiency causing his rage. Yeah, I'm in a weird mood today. It's one of those days. Okay, let's check out this brand new Onward trailer. Brand new Onward trailer, brah. Version 1.5, brah. Let's check this out. Okay, so that is the new Onward trailer, and as we can see here on, see this screen that we're on, we're in the standard scene here, and weird formatting. Like, what is up with this formatting? Okay, as the negativity continues, negativity doth continue. Yeah, what's the deal here? Why do I have a big blank area on the bottom, and then the trailer, it's like somebody took the trailer and they like lifted it up, put it up there. Like, I don't mind, like, go ahead and do letterbox. Like, letterbox is fine. We've seen letterbox trailers before, but maybe move your letterbox like in the middle, you know, like maybe put your letterboxing in the middle, because see, if we go over here, well, I don't have a mic on this, but like if I go over here to this, I move this, and yeah, I don't know, it's just a weird formatting. Bit of a weird formatting, but that's the best trailer they have so far. Even with the whacked out format, it's still the best Onward trailer I've seen, and it does look pretty good. It does look pretty good. I did try Onward on a free trial. It was a free Oculus weekend is when I tried Onward, but now I've got to fix my trailer, guys, because it's now all screwed up because of this weird Onward format. So here, what I'm going to do is, actually, you know what? I'm going to grab Beat Blaster VR real quick, and I'm going to try to fix my trailer. So this is the Beat Blaster VR trailer. Let's just throw this on the screen. Okay, so that's set up right for that screen now. Let me go to my full screen and fix it. Okay, there we go. Got it fixed. Yeah, that's Beat Blaster VR. Okay, so yeah, negativity doth continue, guys. Negativity doth continue. So let's go ahead and go back over to our webby browser, and we can go ahead and take a look at the news and stuff. I haven't really looked at the news, really, so let's go ahead and go to Upload VR, and let's go ahead and refresh this and see what is going on. So Oculus Go update adds expanded power options, audio and screen recordings, and a hell of a lot more. So that's kind of cool. You know what I haven't done still to this very day? I've been doing a gang of Let's Plays recently, but I have not done an Oculus Go Let's Play yet. So I should probably try to do an Oculus Go Let's Play. But apparently, see, here's what it said. Previously, YouTubers had to use the 3.5mm port on the headset to extract the audio separately and sync it up. That would be kind of a pain in the ass. That really would. This is a very welcome change that should make it much easier to record Go content. So I guess I dodged all of that because I never did a Let's Play. So hopefully I can go ahead and get this update and actually do this. I should try doing, you know, at least 1 or 2 Oculus Go Let's Plays. I haven't done any of them. But we've got expanded power options. The power settings let you toggle the battery saver mode, as well as whether you want the headset to turn on automatically when you put it on. You can also set how long the headset should wait before going to sleep, blah, 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 blah. A surprising update is that an option to report users in social multiplayer is now pinned to the main menu. At any time, you can simply click the report button, and it'll list everyone you've recently played with a prompt to start recording a video clip. All right, so we do have a little bit of updates that have happened to the Oculus Go. That is good news. Let's go ahead and back out and see what else we got going here. This is some like waveguides versus laser displays, what you need to know to understand the smart glasses market. I'm not going to go ahead and get into that right now. And then 5 Super Bowl. I'm surprised they can actually say Super Bowl. I thought everybody has to say the big game. Like, I thought if you don't say the big game, like the NFL comes after your ass. Like, doesn't Upload VR know this? Not, look, they're saying Super Bowl right here, and then they're also saying Super Bowl here. Holy moly. Do they say Super Bowl again? Let me see. Because every time, look at Super Bowl experience. That is money, y'all. Every time you say Super Bowl on a website, you owe the NFL like 10 grand. Upload VR just paid 50 grand for this. Because yeah, unless something changed recently, the way it was is like you would go, like you would be listening to stuff on the radio and they would say the big game, the really big game, this game. They were not allowed to say the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know if that changed. Maybe that changed like a couple years ago. But people were, yeah, I'm not in a good mood for waveguides. I'm not going to go down the waveguides route. But yeah, no, there used to be a deal where you could not say Super Bowl, like you know, like a furniture store is having a big sale to coincide with the Super Bowl. They'd be like, the big game sale. They could not say Super Bowl because the NFL would come after that ass. The NFL was not playing around. Now, they're giving you a couple of different things that you can try because, you know, hey, it's the Super Bowl, right? You're going to have a party. People are going to come over to your house. Here's some VR things that you can get into. You do have VR Sports Challenge. It does have a football mode in it. It's okay. Okay. Very, you know, it's okay. And then you got 2MD VR Football. I think 2MD VR Football is actually a vast, like way better than the football that is in VR Sports Challenge. But here's the thing. If you're a total non-fan of football, if you know nothing about football, like if you're not an actual football fan, you might actually like VR Sports Challenge better. But like real football fans, like it's not even a question. Real football fans that like played Madden back in the day and stuff, like 2MD VR Football just wipes the floor with the football mode that's in VR Sports Challenge. But a non-football fan might actually be more entertained by this. I will admit that. But I'm not saying 2MD VR Football is a great football game because it's not. It's a mini game. It's 2MD. It's 2-minute drill. You know, it's a little mini game. It's not a full football game, and neither is this. This isn't a full football game either. We still don't have a legitimate, full-fledged American football game in VR, and it's been 3 years. We've had VR for 3 years now, almost 3 years. I guess late March and early April it'll be 3 years. But yeah, we still don't have a legit football game. Okay, so let's go back to Upload VR. Let's see what other stories they got going on here. Facebook's leaders, the people responsible for VR and AR strategy. Okay, well, one thing we could do, actually, I will click on this because there's been a lot of musical chairs. This guy's straight up famous right here. You know, this guy right here in this light blue shirt, like just because when this picture was taken, he's right next to Zuck. He's looking straight ahead. Everybody else is wearing like dark stuff. This guy has a nice blue t-shirt, so he really stands out amongst the crowd. And Zuck looks like he might need to bench press a little bit more, but that just might be the way that shirt is hanging on him. Zuck, walk like Zuck, talk like Zuck, and all those other things. That is Zuck. Look at Zuck. He is a happy-go-lucky kind of a guy. And what a dystopian future we are in. Look at this dystopian future. This guy does not look happy. Turn that frown upside down. All right, let's go ahead and see what is going on with Facebook. Okay, why is Facebook focusing on VR AR? Here's Zuckerberg's explanation. We're investing a lot in this because, frankly, we haven't to date been a hardware company or an operating system company. We think that we need to build up a lot of different muscles in order to be competitive and be able to succeed in that space and to be able to shape that space. One of my great regrets in how we've run the company so far is I feel like we didn't get to shape the way that mobile platforms developed as much as would have been good. Yeah, so I don't know. This story looks like, okay, so here we go. This is kind of how they break down the leadership. You got Zuck, walk like Zuck, talk like Zuck. He is on the top. You got Mike Schroepfer, Chief Technology Officer. You got Boz, Andrew Bosworth. He's not only is he a bodyguard, but he is also the Vice President of VR and AR. And so you got these guys. You got Rafa Camargo. He's the Vice President of AR VR hardware. You got John Lax, Head of Design. You got Hugo Berra. Hugo Berra has tremendous confidence and really believes in himself. He really does. You got Michael Abrash, Chief Scientist at Facebook Reality Labs. Ficus Kirkpatrick. Is this guy from Scotland? Maybe. Engineering Director. He is an AR VR guy. Carmine Arabia, Vice President Operations AR VR. Ira Schneider. Jason Rubin. Somebody was reporting in chat that Jason Rubin has left Facebook. Is that actually legit? Because they got Jason Rubin as Vice President, AR, VR Partnerships and Content. We got Rachel Franklin, Head of Experiences. We've got Rebecca Van Dyke. We've got Maria Fernandez Guajardo. Sorry, I shouldn't be joking around with people's names. That was bad. Bad, Anthony. Bad. We got Colin Sewell, Vice President of Global Sales, and we have Angela Song, Head of Insights and Growth. And who does John Carmack answer to? Nobody. This guy reports directly to Boz. He reports directly to Bosworth, and he basically does whatever the F he wants. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. John Carmack should pretty much do whatever the F he wants. He's vice president of whatever the hell he wants to be. And there is Zuck. Zuck likes to just sport a standardized t-shirt, standard blue jeans, and he is about it like none other. So that is Facebook's leadership right there. Okay, let's go ahead and click back. And yeah, this is kind of a weird episode, don't you guys think? I think so. I think it's a very weird episode. But anyway, scrolling through here. Pimax 8K headset delayed again. Quality issues with 4K panels. And you know what? I did hear, like, I haven't checked the subreddits today, but one of the things some people are talking is apparently Brain Warp basically is like been put on hold for now. So I don't think Brain Warp is actually operating right now at this point in time. Okay, so I'm going to bounce over here to the Vive subreddit. Yeah, this used to be my #1 subreddit that I would go to, and I still go to it. It says Viva la Revolution. Have you guys noticed that it says Viva la Revolution over here? Vive la Revolution, because of what's been going on with the changing of the guard or whatever the hell is going on over here. Thief Simulator VR on Steam coming soon. Okay, so that's a new game coming soon. Just seeing if there's any little news that have popped up here. Yeah, you know what I've been hearing about Space Junkies is like it's an arcade thing, it seems. Like, when is it just going to come out to regular systems? Apparently it's in a lot of arcades. Hollow Point Chronicle, it is on Steam. We talked about this today. Let me go ahead and click on this. Does it have the Steam page for it? Let's just check it out, because I didn't see what the price was. Okay, so here it is, Hollow Point Chronicle. There's already 4 user reviews. Wow, $16.14. So the normal price is $19. It is 15% off. It says some visual effects in Hollow Point Chronicle are better experienced with motion smoothing disabled. So it looks like they might be having some kind of motion smoothing problems with Hollow Point Chronicle. I still kind of need an explanation of, it says, warning, this game gets intense. Remember to breathe and take breaks. Like, if you completely forget to breathe, you've got bigger issues than the game you're playing. If you forget to breathe, you've got some serious issues. But let's go on All Zion Studios. It's not showing their other game. So regular Hollow Point, like, the question I have is, what is the difference between this and just standard Hollow Point? Like, here's standard Hollow Point. I know this costs like almost $2 more. Here's standard old Hollow Point, 15 bucks. Very positive, but it's like I kind of trying to figure out what are the differences here, guys. Like, if you get Hollow Point Chronicle, like, why? Why is there a Hollow Point Chronicle? That's my question. Okay, but let's go ahead and back out, and let's get back over here to Viva la Revolution. And continuing to scroll down here just to see if there's anything else that pops up here on the Vive subreddit real quick. Oh, Onward is having a free weekend. I don't know if this is also going on over at Oculus, but that's kind of good news, because the last time I tried Onward, it was a free weekend. It was one of those Oculus free weekends that were so commonplace back in the days. We haven't had one in a long time, but apparently they are having a free weekend. Play for free, ends in 2 days. So yeah, if you want to try the new maps, you know, if you want to see what the snow looks like and all of that, if you want to see what that night mode looks like, looks super cool, that is available. That is out there. Play Onward, y'all. It is there. free weekend. Not sure about Oculus, though. I kind of have a sneaky suspicion that there are no more free weekends on Oculus for some reason. I think we swapped that out for the ability to have demos. So I don't know. Was that an even swap? Okay, let's go over here to the Oculus Rift subreddit. Let me go ahead and give a nice quick refresh for this. And let's see if there's anything major that's going on over here. Don't be fooled. Do not buy the Acel cable. This is that new like display link thing, right? Or let me see. Let me click on this and see what that's talking about here. Computer branded model, computer graphic card model. What is going on here? This is the USB-C VR adapter is not working with your Rift. Does your Rift work without an adapter? Please note that we do not recommend this adapter. That's Leo from Oculus Support. So this guy's basically saying, do not buy one of these. Do not do it. All right. And yeah, the Onward update is out. Update 1.5 is out there. Just seeing if there's any other little bit of news that might have popped. Not seeing much of anything over here. Okay, so now let's go to PlayStation VR and see if there's any last minute news. Over here, let's go ahead and give this a refresh. And let's see, Polybius had an unexpected GameStop fine today. Do you know that these Job Simulator, like the physical version of Job Simulator, it's worth like $100. It's kind of crazy. 2MD VR football code for the taking. That, of course, is long gone. That probably was gone within the first minute that got popped on there. And not really seeing anything else that is going on here on the subreddit. So I guess news is kind of short. News is kind of short today. Not a lot popping off. We could go to we could check Road to VR real quick. Mosh Pit Simulator early access review. Terribly hilarious. Hilariously terrible. So I don't know that that sounds too good there. We can click on it and see if we got an actual like number score or something. Did they give a number score for this? Let's see here. What do they have it as their score? They don't have a score. Didn't they used to do scores for this? This game is in early access, which means the developers are hiding behind a shield. So you can't review it. You can't say anything about it. It's in early access. So sorry, you can't review it because the developers are hiding behind the classic early access shield. So yeah, they're going to take your money, but you cannot complain about it, which I think is absolute bullshit. I will straight up review it with no second qualms whatsoever. I will review your early access game every day and twice on Sunday, and I do not give a damn. Early access, early schmaxis. I don't care. If you're taking money, you're available. I will criticize you straight up, or I will praise you. I could heap a whole ton of praise. I could praise you till the cows come home, or I could criticize you. Either way, you're taking money, bro. If you're taking money, you are open for criticism. Period. End of story. End of story. Let's go up here to... Yeah, this is negativity day, guys. So it all kind of works together, doesn't it? It all kind of works together. And so this is what I'm talking about here with Space Junkies. Apparently, Space Junkies is at 100+ arcades. We're wondering when we're actually going to be able to play Space Junkies, like actually on our regular Oculus Rifts, HTC Vives, and apparently Space Junkies is coming to PlayStation VR as well. But we still have no idea when this game is actually going to come to our headsets. But it definitely is hitting the arcades with reckless abandon. Alrighty, well, that's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for our show. Let me go ahead and grab my little outro logo. Negativity.com. Yeah, VR365 and negativity like butter and toast. We go together so well. All right. Well, anyway, guys, that is going to go ahead and do it for today's episode of VR365. Now, here's the good news, guys. The good news is we did take a look at the games of February. And so we did break that down, and we do have kind of an idea of what is coming out in February. I gotta say right now, Shadow Legend by the developers of Mervils. Who would have thunk that that would be my pick for the month of February. But right now, I would say Shadow Legend is my game. Eden Tomorrow is my number 2 game. That's kind of what I like in the month of February, assuming that Shadow Legend actually does come out in February. That's kind of my game of February, but that's going to go ahead and do it for our show today. Now, I do have some show notes, guys. Tomorrow, we are not starting at noon. Why? I have to go to a birthday thing. And so right in the middle of the day, right around noon, I am not going to be around. So what I'm going to do is our show is going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific. We are going to have a late afternoon celebration at 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. That will be the time of the show. And Sunday, we should be following VR Roundtable. Assuming we have a VR Roundtable episode like normal, we should be following that within about 15 minutes of the conclusion of the VR Roundtable episode. So that will go ahead and do it for our negativity show of the day. It was kind of fun. It was kind of unusual. And that's going to go ahead and do it. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday. Get out there, play yourself some, play a little bit of Onward or something like that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So take it easy. Have a good one. Later.